At CES 2025, Biwin is unveiling new SSDs and DRAM, but the company is far from new. So in this video, I want to tell you how you already know of who Biwin is and go over the products that they are announcing here at CES 2025. But before I do want to say that this video is sponsored by Biwin, thanks to them. And even though they have asked me to raise awareness in our community about the products that they're releasing, all the opinions in this video are my own. So why do I say that you already know who Biwin is? Well, that's because they have worked with some of the top brands in the world for storage and DRAM already. Maybe you've heard of the Acer Predator line of SSDs. Maybe you have heard of the new 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD that Raspberry Pi is selling. Well, that's because Biwin actually manufactured those products. Biwin also works with HP and Lenovo. Maybe you've heard of them. But their relationship with those companies is not like a traditional white label or OEM kind of setup. It's a little more rare, where they have to compete to not only design, manufacture, market, and sell those products, they work directly with those companies for the testing and the validation, because at the end of the day, it's not why Biwin's name on those products, it is the major manufacturers that they're working with. So the standards are very high. So Biwin is able to take everything they've learned over the years of working with those top brands and now use those same learnings to develop their own branded product lines. And while Biwin has a lot of new products that they're showing off here at CES 2025, I want to specifically focus on the Black Opal line of gaming products. First off, let's talk about the NVMe SSD lines that they have here. And they come in PCI Gen 3, Gen 4, and Gen 5 variants. First up, let's look at the Gen 3 version. Now this is the NV3500. They're offering 512 gigabyte, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabyte configurations, and they are saying that it should be able to read up to 3,500 megabyte per second reads and 3,000 megabyte per second writes. Next, let's check out the Black Opal NV7400 Gen 4 SSD. Now this one comes in 512 gigabyte, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, and 4 terabyte configurations. Biwin is claiming up to 7,400 megabyte per second sequential reads and 6,500 megabytes of sequential writes. And lastly, we have the big dog, the Black Opal X570 Pro Gen 5 SSD. Now this one comes in configurations of 1, 2, and 4 terabytes. Biwin claims up to 14,000 megabytes per second of sequential reads and 13,000 megabytes of sequential writes. And lastly, all of these NVMe SSDs offer a 5-year limited warranty. And this is an example of the package design that is going to be sold directly through Amazon. Unfortunately, I do not have final pricing or when they're going to launch, but keep an eye out. Now let's check out the DRAM options that Biwin has here, starting off with the Black Opal HX100 heatsink. And it's called the heatsink because it has a big chunky heatsink on it and no RGB, so maybe you don't want to go with that flashy DRAM. It comes in different configurations. What they're showing here is the XMP configuration, but they have told me that if you're looking at the Expo for an AMD-based system, they can hit down to CL28 at 6,000. So you'll have to check the actual specs when it gets released. But if you are into RGB, then don't worry, Biwin's got you covered. These are the Black Opal DW100 RGB. It's got a nice RGB strip along the top and even a little side accent action for you here. Once again, the spec sheet here is showing the XMP options, where they tell me that the Expo configuration can reach down to CL28 at 6,000 megatransfers per second, but it can get up to 8,400 megatransfers per second. And I will tell you, here at the CES show floor, they are showing it running at 9,400 megatransfers per second at the top speed. And all of the DRAM comes with a limited lifetime warranty, and this is an example of the packaging. This is for the heatsink version, this is for the RGB version. These also will be sold on Amazon. Unfortunately, I do not have the final pricing or availability on this, but keep your eyes peeled. And to wrap it up here, I do want to point out that Biwin has a whole dedicated lab for overclocking because they take this serious. And I've talked to some of the engineers here, and they really do love pushing the hardware forward. So it's fun to have an internal team really stress the limits of what these products can do. And they claim with their DW100 they can get up to 11,000 megatransfers per second. So that is pretty impressive. I am not much of an overclocker, but you know what, I'm going to leave it to the professionals. So that is it for this video at the Biwin booth. Hopefully you learned about the company and some of the products that they are showing off here. If you are looking for maybe some RTX 50 series GPU coverage, maybe click on this video right here, somewhere around here.